Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're going to talk about, your best customer and customer demographics. So I think a lot of people feel that in order for them to make money and provide a service to the marketplace, that they must be smarter and more experienced than the customers. And I would argue that it's almost the opposite. And the reason that they'll buy from you, not necessarily because you're smarter, but because you're helping them in a way that they couldn't get help from other people. And that's kind of two totally different things. But I'm just going to go over a few situations about how your customer shouldn't you shouldn't be the first person that your customer has worked with in order to have an easy selling experience. So um, your customer should, your most ideal customer should already be educated and have experience in the marketplace in which you're providing a service or a product, right? And I'm just going to go over several examples of this. So, for example, let's think about like your ideal customer in these situations. So, buying and selling a home, right? And if you've ever dealt with a rental or you've ever sold a home, my dream customer is someone who's already looked for homes and is frustrated and unsatisfied and has a lot of money, right? That's your best situation. Somebody who has been looking, has seen all the homes out there, and is frustrated because they have the money to buy a home, but the homes there suck, right? Whether they're renting or buying. And I say this because my tenant told me specifically, I've been looking for over a year, and I have a lot of money, and I'll pay you 1 year's worth of rent up front. And I said, okay. But the fact that she was frustrated and had experience as to what the marketplace offered with regards to the rental market is my dream customer. It's like, oh, the heavens are singing, right? Whereas, other tenant prospects who just, maybe like I'm their first home that they're looking at and they're, making all these comments and demands. I know I, as a supplier or as a vendor or whatever, as a person who's providing the rental homes, know how, or I should know how other rental homes are, right? I already know that a lot of the rental homes are provided by large, investment firms, corporations, um, what do you call it, hedge funds, who don't give a crap about their tenants, and they're always, charging them late fees or any type of fee, and they don't care, right? And so I already know that's out there in the marketplace. And I already know there's probably not even a human being at the helm at most of those rental houses. So if you have an issue, good luck, right? Um, I already know that. But your prospect who is completely new to the rental marketplace may not know that. And so when if your house is the first house they've seen, and they don't, they haven't been looking, they've only been looking for 2 weeks. That's like the worst prospect ever. And that's the person I actually don't really want to rent to, right? Because they don't know what they got. Like I know I got the goods and I got the hot stuff, but they act like I'm not all that, but I know I'm all that, right? So long story short, I'm a diva in the rental market. No, I'm just kidding. But but you kind of have to understand, the mentality of your customer, if why it's actually disadvantage to you if they're not educated and experienced in the marketplace. Number two, and this is an example that I got from a course that I took in a marketing course. Think about someone who's a shoe buyer, like, let's say you have, is someone who doesn't have any shoes a more likely candidate to buy another pair of shoes, or is it someone who has 50 pairs? So have you ever seen people who have like 50 pairs of Nikes or high heels? That person who's actually bought before, and same with video games, right? Who's bought that certain product before is a much more likelier prospect to buy your product or service than someone who's never bought before, right? And sometimes there's this myth where it's like, oh, you want people who have no experience with your product or service, and it's like, you want people who do. You want people who've maybe bought other people's services before, because if you offer something a little bit different, it doesn't have to be that different, but a little bit better than the marketplace, then that's a much better prospect than someone who's never bought. I'm going to give you an example. This is a coaching program, right? So we don't offer direct coaching. Like we don't offer any results or direct coaching, but we do offer an informal mentorship service. But the best prospect to enter somebody who would enter this group is somebody who's actually been coached by other people before, right? Because they know what's in the marketplace. They know that we might be able to kind of fill in a gap or hole of what the other person could, or maybe the other person sucked, you know. But I'm not gonna, make any comments. But I'm just saying, if they've purchased coaching programs before, they're a much better prospect than someone who is like, well, I'm just gonna do this on my own, do it on YouTube, and I don't need this, right? That and so you want people, and again, don't think that people will necessarily buy from you because you're smarter than them, right? You have to kind of create an offer that's a little bit different and that helps them reach their goals. But you don't have to be, let's say, more educated and smarter than your prospect. And you really want a prospect who has lots of experience in what, this type of services that you're providing. You want them to say, hey, I've tried 5 other people who provided this service and they sucked. So therefore, I will try you, rather than you being the first person that they try, right? So just a quick lesson in marketing customer demographics. Again, if I ever put a house out for rent, I never want a person who says this is the first house that they look for. I want the person who says, I've been looking and I'm frustrated and all the homes suck because they're owned by large corporations that don't fit their bizarre rental criteria, and I can't even get a human on the phone, right? I want that person and has money, of course. All right, so this is Korean Atlanta Mentorship. If you're interested in joining our group, go ahead and click the Google form link below. Otherwise, have a great day, and we'll speak next time.